Who should relocate if my wife gets a high-paying job outside our city? This video is triggered by a question someone asked some time back, and I'm going to put it in figures so that you can understand. He was being paid about 100,000 naira, and his wife got a job outside the city, and she was going to be paid about 800,000 naira. And then, of course, it came with some other benefits. And then he was asking if he should relocate. Of course, when that post went out, there were lots of comments, some insulting him, some saying that, it's supposed to be a no-brainer. Okay, he's supposed to know that this is for the good of the family and all that. So people had comments back and forth. Some women disagreed that he shouldn't relocate. Some people felt he should relocate. And well, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments while I go on with this video. Now, if your wife gets more money than you, a high-paying job outside the city or country, it might not be a strange thing. Many years ago, my mother left her job to relocate to another town so we could have a happy family and stay with my father. All right. And then somewhere along the line, things didn't pan out quite well. And so, yes, we had a closely knit family, but the family suffered financially in a way. So in today's world, it's becoming a lot more common to have couples working in different cities. In fact, it's becoming a lot more common too, much more common for couples to be working in different countries. So you find a man going abroad to work for a while and come back. So whatever it is, we are not going to judge anybody. This is their reality. And most times your perception or your perspective is framed by your reality. It's framed by the things you experience. So sometimes, years ago, I used to think it was a one-cap-fits-all thing. And when I give answers, this is the way it should be. But the truth of the matter is that one thing wouldn't work for everybody. Do what works for your family. So let's look at it in this context. Now, the man was earning 100,000, and that's why you need to discuss things before you get married. You need to discuss especially financial issues before you get married. Financial issues, health issues, family issues, in-law issues, so many things that could cause issues in marriage. And so he earns 100,000. She started earning like 800, or she was given a job to earn 800, and he was reluctant. He didn't know whether he should relocate to go and join her, or whether he should even stop her outrightly from taking the job. Now, this is how it's going to be. If the man is sure that he's going to have access to that money. Now, there are some women who believe that my money is my money and your money is our money. Those kind of women, whether she gets an 800,000 naira work, or a 2 million naira job, or a 3 million naira job, or a 5 million naira job, it won't even make a difference, because she's going to assume that that is her money and she's still going to come back for your 100,000. So, man, if you're earning 100,000 naira and you know your wife and you know that you are not going to have access to that money, then there's no need to relocate. I would have thought years ago, and of course, this also depends on your ideals. That's why we ask, what is your idea about a marriage? What are your principles, about marriage? It's not always about money. Sometimes you might prefer to have the family closely knit and have an average income than to have a high income and then you have a family that is not together. So it depends on what you really stand for, what both of you have decided. What is the vision of your family? What do you want to achieve? What is your plan? What is your purpose, in life? So people could have different purposes and different visions, and it's absolutely okay. So your wife, before you got married, must have been talking about it. And over the years, you would have seen her behavior. And so that will determine the decision you will make. You might decide, one, to stay back with your 100,000 naira job while she goes to do her 800,000 naira job, and then you guys can shuttle it, and you go visiting, or she comes visiting, until you find stability. It might not make sense for you to resign immediately and leave your 100,000 naira job to meet her with her 800,000 naira job when you're not sure, because you've not gone through the trials of a different situation. Now, so those are the different dynamics. There's no straight answer, so you might want to think. And then if you know that she's not going to give you access, like somebody said one time, I mean, that the wife was really restricting him and treating him terribly, and she didn't even have money. So I imagine that kind of woman having 800,000 naira. Oh my goodness, or 1 million, or 2 million, or 3 million. Oh, she just tell the boy, sit down there. If you move, I move you. All sorts of things happening these days. So check your family, look at the uniqueness of your situation. Both of you talk about it. Many of these things, they end up on the table of communication, which a lot of married couples, they avoid. They don't want to communicate. They don't want to talk about those hard issues. You need to talk about those hard issues. And then, by the way, if you're interested in a course, in a pre-marital counseling course that handles such issues, do well to reach out to me. Or a mid-marriage marital course, reach out to me as well. Let's talk about this, and let's do a special course suited for your own unique situation. All right, we'll just ask you a couple of questions, and then we will put your course together and help you out. So the point here is that many of us are going through phases in our marriage. The way you started might not be the way you are right now, and we need to accept that reality. The views that your spouse held 12 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago about marriage or about some issues in marriage might have changed because of exposure, because of more financial power, because of more information, because of association, so a lot of things. The world is changing and we must accept it. And that's why we need to keep reevaluating our marriage, keep reevaluating our relationships based on these changes that we experience individually. All right, so I hope I've answered that question about the man, whether the man should relocate or not. If I did, let me know in the comment section. And then if there is an area I did not address, also let me know. If there is also a question that you want to ask or you want me to address in subsequent videos, please do well to put it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment on all the multiple platforms where you might be watching this video. And please do well to follow up on us and check us out in coming days. My name is Mike O. Wangwa. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.